What up? Peace, everybody. Tone Space. Now, somebody alerted me that Freddie did a stream entitled something of why would space be fake? Now, I clicked on it. You know, she sent me the link, and by the time I clicked on it, he had already taken it down. So I didn't get to hear the entirety of the stream, Freddie, but I'll just go on the title. You said, why would space be fake? Based on the presentation I broke down that I did yesterday or whatever. I say that's a very good question. Reason that's a good question is because when I first started looking into this was one of the immediate questions I started asking, because basically it's literally saying that the reality as we know it is warped. It's space fake. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess another thing that you might be asking is, all right, if space is fake, then what is there beyond like what we see, right? Now, as I broke down in the presentation, there's never been an official, actual real pictures of space. When we see space in these science programs and stuff like that, it's all CGI. I was duped. I went well deep into adulthood thinking that when they show us images of space, most of the time it was real space. That was really Jupiter we were looking at, really Saturn, the whole works or whatever. Come to find out, that's all CGI, right? Let's take what we know about space already as far as what we can perceive to be space. The closest thing we have to space is the sky, and particularly the night sky, because the darkness with a bunch of stars and planets and everything, that's what they call space. So basically what they did is they took the sky, night sky with the stars and the things that we call the planets, which, you know, we'd call the wandering stars and everything, and they just exponentially or infinitely rather increased it and say it's infinite and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And they threw in these ball planets here and nebulas and Andromeda and diamond planets and dookie planets and all types of crazy stuff, right? They literally give us dookie balls. But all right, so that's what they've given us as space. So the closest thing that we can see to space, according to what we're told it is the night sky. But all this stuff is local. Now, all right, if we don't have space, then what do we have? Is there anything beyond that big bright sky or that dark twinkling sky that we see when we look up? Now, as I did in the video, this is our best guess of how our universe, our entire universe, or our entire known universe is. And if you remember from the video, these are different cultures: Mayan, Norse, Hindu, Inca, Navajo, Arabic, Hebrew, Egyptian, and forget that last one because they're on some bogus shit. But this is the depiction of different cultures and civilizations since way back in the day, in the BC era or whatever, all the way, you know, on through up until they invented this vast infinite space for us, right? So this is the way a lot of the ancient cultures, many different ones, depicted space. And as you can see, they all have something in common. They have something of an outer shell and they have a ground level. So it's kind of like we're in a snow globe, as ridiculous as it may sound or whatever, right? I like to highlight the Egyptian one because, you know, we got a lot of, you know, Kemet folk that love to rocks with that. So that's why I always love to go to that one. That's Nut and Geb. Nut is the one that's covering it. Geb is the ground. And in this picture, it got somebody holding it up, you know, raising the roof or whatever. And other pictures of Nut and Geb, it don't got that person in the middle throwing their hands up. But, right. But you get the idea. And to be honest, all right, if we don't, because check it, if we don't have infinite space, that takes away evolution, that takes away the Big Bang. So it pretty much goes into the conversation of, well, how were we created? What is creation? What is the origin of any spark of life? And yeah, you take space out the picture, you put God into the picture, right? Now, a lot of people don't like to hear that conversation because they immediately associate God and a creator with religion. And when you think of religion, you think of control and suppression of societies and stuff like that. When in all actuality, when you look into this flat earth, what I like to call truth, you find out that what they've given us also fits the modality of control by giving us this infinite space and saying we're tiny little specks of dust, of unimportance and dust that's an accident among the vast stars and everything. You know what I'm saying? What's easier to control? I asked this in the video. What's easier to control? People that think they're insignificant in an accident, or people that think that they're divine beings created by a divine creator? Now, the one I like to rock with the most is the Hebrew one. In this one, it's hard to see. I should have put up a better picture, but it goes beyond just showing the ground and the dome, or the firmament, as it says in the Bible, and in, you know, as you can see other cultures or whatever. It also shows the heavens above and God. All right, in the Bible, it says that the firmament covers the waters. It separates the waters above from the waters below. So what a lot of us rock with is that beyond the firmament, outside the firmament, the dome firmament or ceiling, whatever it is water, right? That's why when I was showing the thing with the stars, it looked like they were lit and showing wavy patterns, as if they were keyholes to, excuse me, as if they were keyholes to some type of liquid. You know what I'm saying? So we believe that basically the closest thing to vast space, or to outer space, better way to put it, the closest thing we have to outer space, as in space beyond the firmament, is water. And then above that is God, on the throne. He says that, you know, the firmament and the earth is God's footstool. So yeah, basically, it may sound ridiculous to a lot of people, but yeah, big old Sky Daddy himself. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of us resonate with as far as how it works, and that we are divinely created. Just like in the video I did a while ago, I went into the Fibonacci and pi sequence, and how there's a divine order, proportion in our hands and our facial structures. You see pi 3.14 and everything. You see the Fibonacci sequence and everything, from rose petals, flowers of life that grow, yada yada yada. Y'all can check out my video. What did I name that thing? Proof there is a God, or something of that nature. Just, you know, mosey on down a couple videos back, maybe like 6 videos back, y'all be able to see that, you know. And also went into the text of the Torah, and how gematria, which is some precise math that correlates with the scriptures, with Genesis, with the first words in Genesis, and it actually correlates with your hand and everything. And that leads into the next presentation that I'm gonna work on, or whatever. Right now it's all in my mind, but when I put this next one down, you know, I'm gonna let it simmer a little longer. This other one, I kind of rushed it. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because I put up the date. I said I'm gonna do it Wednesday. So once I locked in that date of Wednesday, it was like, oh shit, you know, I hate being late for stuff and everything. So I made sure that I delivered that junk 9 p.m. on Wednesday. So this one, I'm not even gonna like do a foresight of when I'm gonna drop it. I'll aim for Sunday, but it may take longer, maybe sometime during the middle of the week. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't have any hitches or anything. But the next one is gonna be called Our Reality. A Mandela affected, what did I say? Our Reality. A Mandela affected flat earth simulation? Question mark. So I'm asking, is our reality a Mandela affected flat earth simulation? And Freddie, I think you'll really dig this one, because when we were chopping it up a couple weeks back about reality is all in our mind and we project it and all that fly stuff, I'm going like way deep into that. And I don't know if you've heard of the Mandela effect, but that directly correlates with what we were talking about that time, about life being a simulation or a projection, and questioning what reality is and how reality just comes from us. We're gonna go deep into all of that stuff. If anyone's not familiar with the Mandela effect, if you want a little primer before the presentation, look it up. You might be blown away. I warn you, it may keep you up a few nights if it really like hits you like that, if you really get affected by it as I did. But it's definitely worth looking into. But if you don't want to look into it, you want to wait for the presentation, fine. It's definitely gonna flip some wigs, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Even if this last presentation, even if you're not sold on flat earth, or if you still write it off as stupid, this next joint I'm gonna do, because a lot of you folks, you need scientific data and scientific co-signing. When we talk about the simulation theory and stuff like that, your man Neil deGrasse Tyson, your man Elon Musk, this is stuff, it's still kind of on the fringe end of science, but you know, a few big wigs in scientism actually co-signed this one. And the interesting thing about this, is I'm going to go into how both the flat earth and the globe infinite space universe can both simultaneously be rooted in truth. Like, it's all in my mind now, but I'm seeing some correlations that could actually literally have them both exist in the same space, pun intended. So I'm aiming for next week sometime. We're gonna go into the simulation theory. We're gonna link it to the Mandela effect, link it to the flat Earth, and yeah, I'm gonna pull some things out that I haven't seen anybody else really connect dots like I'm gonna connect, with the exception somebody did come close, and that's the good brother Phil Valentine. If you're not familiar with Phil Valentine, check him out. Ironically, after I did my presentation, I was watching a recent joint that Phil did, a recent presentation that he did on Brother Rich's channel, Black Magic 363. Check that channel out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll put the link to Phil Valentine's video below. And the interesting thing, he was going a little deep into the simulation theory and everything, and into flat earth. And there was like mad joints in that presentation that were almost verbatim the stuff that I was covering in mine, and certain videos he was showing happened to be the same ones that I did. And I kind of felt good about that, because Phil Valentine, he's a legend in the metaphysic and the conscious community and everything like that. So for me to see that I was on tier with some stuff that he was doing, I was like, word, good stuff. Although he's way more articulate, he's way more knowledgeable about the subject. So I'm not even saying my joint was on tier to his quite like that as far as quality wise, but just that I was in that direction. You know what I mean? So yeah, our reality, a Mandela affected flat earth simulation, that's coming soon, and it should be interesting. But back to what I was saying, to answer Freddie's question, we would go into what people consider religion, but not in the conventional sense of religion. Because in all truth, when you really look into this flat earth truth, and you look into space and debunking space and all of that, you find out from indoctrination and all that, that's kind of the hidden religion that they slipped under the rug. They slipped that right under our 5 senses or 6, 7 senses and more, and just made it commonplace for us to believe that. And then we think that we're knowledgeable people. Oh, we're not religious nuts. Yet we believe in floating, rotating orbs, and that they got a rover in space, and there's a Tesla that's orbiting the Earth or the moon or whatever that Elon Musk dude is talking about. You know what I'm saying? So in all actuality, scientism, yes, science is an ism. Scientism is a religion of itself when you really dig in and look at it. And that it's probably the best religion to really suppress and control a society. One that tells you that you're not divinely created, you're a cosmic accident, you have no purpose, you're just a microscopic little piece of dust in comparison to the vast ever expanding universe. You know what I'm saying? Think that we got if you're aware that we got a dome and there is an actual creator above it, and our universe is the earth we see, and there's some waters above or whatever, but for the most part this is it, baby, this is us. You know what I'm saying? Then we become so much bigger. So much bigger. If the universe is that much smaller, we as humanity in this universe become so much more big. So, I hope I answered the question good. If there's anything in it, because I didn't see the video, I just saw the title of it. So, you can leave in the comments if there's anything that I didn't cover as far as, get into that. And, maybe I could even throw it in the presentation or whatever. But, I'll hit you in the comment section and, try to answer it as best I can. But, yeah, our reality, a Mandela affected flat earth simulation, coming soon.